Hi, it's me again, and this story, I mean, the headline seems right up my alleyway. I'm not convinced. Not convinced. UK's media watchdog calls for BBC licence fee to be reviewed. So it's Ofcom, and if you didn't know, Ofcom is chaired by Michael Grade, who it says here is a former BBC chair. So, I don't know, a lot of back scratching going on there. I mean, you'd think Ofcom would be kind to it. But then you read a headline like that says they want the licence fee to be reviewed. But I think their version of being reviewed and our version of being reviewed are probably two very different things. Ofcom chair Michael Grade, a former BBC chair, described the licence fee to the Financial Times as a regressive tax, explaining that he would pay no more than a single mum with 3 kids in a rented room. Already starting to stink, isn't it? He added that the national broadcaster needs to be more independent and transparent in its approach to how complaints are handled, and says this is something Ofcom has pushed quite hard. Well, that has changed because now the boss of the BBC, Tim Davie, is in charge of all the complaints. He's in charge of the complaints department. So he gets to control what goes public, what doesn't, stuff. I don't like that personally. But anyway, move on. The government is interviewing a short list of around 10 candidates to be the next chair of the BBC, including those people there. The government can't even decide who it wants sitting in its own chairs, let alone the chairs at the BBC. But that's another story. What an absolute embarrassment. How many different people have we had sitting in important government chairs over the last 10 years? It's an absolute bloody joke, isn't it? But my takeaway from this is that this is a former BBC chair, and you don't just leave the chair of the BBC without still being passionate about that corporation. You get the gig because you care, and now you're an Ofcom because you care, but you'd still care for the BBC. This man wants to protect the BBC, basically. He's calling it a regressive tax because he wants to sound like us. He wants to sound like the common man. And he does say he'll pay no more than a single mum with 3 kids in a rented room. Not sure why he had to word it like that, personally. But yeah, again, he will. If she's living in an HMO, and she'll have to pay her own licence fee for that. Yeah, she doesn't need to if she's not watching or recording anything that's been broadcast or accessing BBC iPlayer, obviously. So what does that tell you there? Does that tell you that he wants the TV licence fee to be abolished to make it fair for all? Or does that tell you that he wants it to change from a regressive tax to a normal tax, and those who earn more pay more and those who earn less pay less? But you're paying. No matter what happens, you're still paying your licence fee. That's where he's going with that, isn't it? They don't care. He doesn't care. He's a protector of the BBC. Sir Michael Grade, or no, I don't think he's a sir, is it? But whatever, Michael Grade is a protector of the BBC. Calling it a regressive tax, not making you sound like one of us, mate. Calling it an unnecessary tax would make you sound like one of us, mate. So yeah, this is where they're going with this. There's loads of these stories coming out, loads of sound bites and clips and nonsense where we're reviewing the funding model for the BBC going forward. Never have I seen in any of that conversation from the people up the top saying, BBC should go commercial. We're just going to cancel the licence fee. No, they all want to turn it into some kind of other tax to stop it being a regressive tax. I'll tell you what, out of those 10 candidates that are the next chair for the BBC, my name isn't mentioned. Shame. Isn't it? I'd sort that place. I'd go through that place like a dose of salt. I'd probably be assassinated at my desk. Absolute ridiculous. A single mum with 3 kids in a rented room shouldn't even have to pay the licence fee. If she's a single mum with 3 kids in a rented room, she's got bigger problems than the 159 quid a year. Yet if she doesn't pay it, she's going to be pressurised for that and probably taken to court because she'll drop herself in it when a goon knocks on the door. This regressive tax has got to go. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Hit all the buttons down there and all of that. And if you do that, hopefully I'll get to see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da.